Hello everybody, back in Hyrule Park, building something completely brand new, different area that we haven't touched yet. So, yeah, let's get started. If you're hopping in, say hi, let me know you're here. If you have any ideas, throw them in the chat. What I'm planning to do today is work on the Deku Palace, southern swamp sort of area from Majora's Mask. Make it into a log flume slash water dark ride a la Pirates of the Caribbean. So that's the plan. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, say hi, throw out some ideas as you come into the room. Well, obviously I already started the gate here. What I'm trying to do is figure out a way to make that like giant tree trunk situation going on behind the gate in the game, if you're familiar with that. So that's what this sort of monstrosity thing is here. But yeah, just not totally sure this is going to work the way I'm hoping it will. But as of now, I'm not sure how else to kind of go about this structure. I already hate it. I feel like if I can at least get like the silhouette down and then maybe dress it up after and cover all these like weird edges on the bark pieces that I'm using, that might make me feel better about it. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this looks terrible. Take a look at what it looks like again. It just looks like a giant piece of coral, honestly. Like, I'm not sure exactly what it is. I'm assuming it's like a tree trunk. Tough to tell. Also tough to create. Maybe we come back to this. Probably something I'll have to mess around with off camera, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of experimentation to make this look anywhere close to what I'm hoping. Let's instead work on the entrance to this area where I think it's going to go. I've been deciding, like, I mean, I feel like the most logical place is to put it here with Kokiri Forest and Lost Woods area. I just don't want to obviously have to move anything that I've already built. But I think there's an opportunity to do it here. I just don't want it to be super messy. Because the other option was I started building over here, and maybe we make this like a Farron Woods area and make that like the southern swamp. And then a little bit further, make that into like another kind of forest environment. But I'm just kind of not sure about that just yet. But I think it would be cool, and I think, like I said, it makes a lot of sense to kind of build it in this area. Because obviously it's the same sort of environment, same sort of feel. So So I think I'm going to start with this, and then if it ends up not being what I hope in this space, then, you know, we can move what we build over to the other blank slate. So that's the plan. Cover up the Temple of Time though, because two completely different environments that we're building. I don't want this to be super visible or visible at all. So I'm just going to go with like a rough kind of tree border for now, and then we'll make it more jungly after. But I at least want to kind of get this situated so I know what I'm working with for like the path into the area, that sort of thing. So if anyone has any ideas that they want to see in a Zelda park, let me know in the chat. I'm kind of in a spot right now with this park that I'm debating on which direction to go in terms of the next project. So yeah, if you guys have any thoughts, any preferences, let me know. Yeah, if you're just joining right now, I'm building out Farron Woods area, or at least a transition into Kokiri Forest, being like the Farron Woods area, and then building a Deku Palace / Southern Swamp Dark Ride. One of the commenters on the last video, I apologize, I forgot the name, mentioned that as an idea, and I loved it, so I think I'm going to run with that and see where it gets us. Yeah, right now just very much in the early kind of planning stages and feeling things out, so that's where we're at. Like I said, if you're here, say hi, let me know, throw out ideas, make it so I don't have to talk to myself, because I'm always feeling awkward about that. Tree doesn't work. Be borrowing a lot from the Deku tree. I also feel like I pronounce Deku and Deku different every time I say it. Oh, that's a pillar, never mind. Let's just use the roots for now. See what we're working with. Where I want this to come from. I think I want the queue for this dark ride to be here, or around here, and then have like that boat house thing from the game be the boarding station. So that's my plan right now. Just trying to look at reference images of the game to kind of get a feel of how I want to do this. Like I said, really just the beginning stages, I should say, of this build. Haven't really thought of it. Thought too much about it, thought too hard about it, so just kind of winging it right now. Obviously I want it to be swampy and kind of like jungle sort of vibe, I think. So I guess let's just start doing something like that, and then we'll see where it goes. Build a sign. back to the Great Deku Tree. What is that piece called that I'm looking for? Spooky Thorn Vines. There we go. Spooky Thorn. Or Spooky. Let's just do Spooky so I have more options. There we go. Just get all these out. I can pick and choose what I want to do. I'm not going to use a face one though, that doesn't make any sense. Planning on incorporating places. I'm planning on doing basically all Zelda games. The only games I haven't played in the series that I probably won't be like trying to cover is Twilight Princess and something like Spirit Tracks, I think. Is that what it's called? But to this point, like a lot of what I have in the park is Ocarina based. This latest thing that I'm starting to work on now is going to be Majora inspired. But yeah, I'm trying to cover basically the whole series as much as I can anyway. But Ocarina is like my childhood game, as it is a lot of people my age. So that's kind of like where all the inspiration is coming from at this point. But I'm trying to branch off more, be more intentional about that. That's why I like when people throw out ideas of other games, because I'm just like locked in on Ocarina, so I don't always think about how we can incorporate other games into this. So to answer your question, yes, all Zelda games are in play, besides the ones I haven't played, because I just don't have a relationship with those games enough to be able to pull anything off, I think. Make this look like the edge of like a jungle pathway, which is hard because I feel like I have kind of two. I mean, I guess it makes sense to have it around this area because there's water already flowing back here, and then but yeah, the hard part right now is just like it's kind of jarring to have the Temple of Time here, so I'm trying to figure out a good way to kind of transition from just, you know, generic pathway into swampy jungle. So I think, you know what, why don't I build a sign first and kind of get my bearings there. I think that might be the way to go. Sorry for jumping around too. I'm just, again, I haven't really planned anything yet, so I'm just kind of winging it and see what happens. It's also been a while since I've worked in this like area, so I had momentum before when I was working on like the Deku Tree and stuff. now I'm trying to get back into it. Is there anything that I created that I'm looking for? Can I select this? Alright, let's try that. I have to fix that. Does this work? What's everybody else working on in the game, if you play the game? Curious to know. So again, I'm just stuck in Zelda world. Whenever I boot this game up, I'm thinking Zelda, Zelda, Zelda. So it's always nice to see something different than Zelda from other people. I watch a lot of Planet Coaster content on YouTube, so seeing projects like, you know, realistic parks and that sort of thing, low budget parks, is really interesting. I'd like to give it a try someday, but right now I'm pretty heavily invested in this park. I want to see it through. heard of that. I feel like I've heard of that park. That's cool though. It's always, I feel like it's a good place to kind of start from, is like using source material to kind of reference your builds around, and that gets you used to the game and like what pieces can do what sort of builds, you know. Yeah, there's a huge learning curve in this game for sure. I've been playing, I can't even, well, I can tell you how many hours I put into it, but I'm not going to because I'm embarrassed. But I'm still pretty novice compared to other creators, I feel like. But it's fun. Oops. Actually, you know what? I don't want to use this. Selecting some of these items is just impossible sometimes. Come on. Oh man. Alright, let's pull these out a bit so I can select them. Why am I not selecting the front one, man? There we go. That's why, because the other one's in front. How did that happen? Let's start there. Alright, we got a basic sign down. Not happy with it, but at least it lets me know kind of what we're working with, and maybe we can build a swampy, jungly transition area here. And then I will go back and make this a lot better than what it looks like now. Let's move this back a little bit though, because I want to give myself a little bit more room. Not getting any audio. Like in terms of the game audio? Is that what you mean? Like you can hear me, right? Just in case you can't hear me, I'll type that in the chat as well. Hopefully you can. Oh, that's weird. Huh. I don't even know how to fix that right now. Unfortunately, I wish I did. But thanks for letting me know, because next time, check to other vids and apps. Huh. That is strange. Let's see if I can fix it. just don't even know where to start. I am brand new to streaming, so I don't know what I'm doing. Much like this build, I'm just sort of winging it at the moment. Does that change anything? In terms of the game audio, at least? Maybe if I change... Ooh. Turn off monitoring. And does this change anything for my voice? Let me know if you guys can hear me and or the game. Hopefully both at this point. Turn the gain up on my mic. How's this? Any better? It's weird because I'm getting like pretty decent levels in my monitor. So I don't know why it's not coming through on the stream. That's strange. Alright, let me know if this is still coming through any better. I'm cranking the gain on my mic right now, so hopefully it is. I did just turn on my webcam mic to see if that worked, and I'm wondering if that was working, but my actual mic isn't working. And then let's try that for game audio. Hopefully that fixes something. Sweet. Thanks for letting me know, man. I appreciate that. And apologies for technical difficulties. Alright, where were we? Alright. Yeah, if you're just joining, what I'm working on today is a Majora's Mask inspired dark ride. Probably not going to get anywhere close to the actual dark ride today. As you can see, I'm fumbling around with the entrance to this area right now. But that's what I'm working on now. I built, you probably saw on the stream thumbnail. Wow, what am I doing? I built the gates. I started to build this monstrosity, but it wasn't going well, so I abandoned that pretty quick. Initially I thought I was going to build like a brand new area over here for this, but I think it just makes sense to incorporate it into Kokiri Forest and Lost Woods section of the park. So I don't want to just make a new area just for one ride. I don't think that makes much sense, so I'm trying to fit it in here. But the problem is I'm trying to also blend it in with things that I already have, like the Temple of Time, and hiding that and making it not such a jarring transition from like Temple of Time building into swampy jungle back into like lush mountain dwelling of Zora's domain. So that's what I'm struggling with right now. Also, I don't typically start with like the nature part of a build, so this is backwards for me. So yeah, anyone has any ideas, let me know. I'll just be fumbling around till I find something that works. I think what I gotta do is make like a... No. Just get some sort of swampy vibe going on. I feel like that's what I'm missing. Oops. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Let's try this again. Where am I too low? Is it here? That's not the water I wanted. Alright, let's start with this and go from there. Let's move all this down. If that music is too loud though, let me know, because maybe it's just in my headphones, but it's super loud for me. Alright. That doesn't work. I am. I'm gonna see how that goes. I did. I wonder if I have it in here. Oops. Oh my god. Can't type. So this is like way back when I first started the game. But I tried to mess around with the Deku Scrub and have it like poke out. So I can probably do a lot better than this now. But definitely attempting to do something like this in the ride. I guess it's not terrible for, in terms of what you can do in this game. I feel like that's not super egregiously bad. But something like that, yeah, for sure, gonna try that. That's the other thing about this. Like I just connecting. Oh, sorry. Tober connecting. Thank you for connecting to the stream. I appreciate it, man. Glad you can make it too. Thank you. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it Pino? P-I-W-N-O? Yeah, definitely going to try to spice that one up a bit. That's the other thing I'm trying to figure out with this new project is like, how am I going to animate this ride? How am I going to make it interesting and not just, you know, floating through a swamp? So yeah, I'm crowdsourcing ideas. If you have any ideas, if you're a big Majora fan and you love the Southern Swamp and the Deku Palace, let me know what you think would be a good kind of starting point there. But like I said, very much in the early planning stages for this ride and this project. I have two other ideas too that I'm thinking about. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and like build the start of all three and then kind of see where it goes from there and which one I want to focus on. But I have a Gerudo dueling coaster idea that I want to do. This one, and then, my goodness. Who is that? This lady? Sorry. So Gerudo, this one, and then I forget what was the other one I was gonna do. Maybe it was just those two. I can't remember. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but these employees gotta calm down. It's so distracting. Why is that going? Oh, duh. Gotta remember to keep looking at my messages from work. I'm supposed to be working right now. But it's the end of the day and I've done a lot today, so I'm taking a little break. What is everyone else up to on this Wednesday afternoon or evening, depending on where you are? We got at least a very basic kind of outline done. Very basic, let me emphasize that. I'm always afraid someone's gonna like jump on the stream and like see something like at the beginning stages and it's like, what is this dude doing? But that's just my self-conscious nature. This in more. We got floating trees over here. Let's fix that. Just gotta make sure I'm not clipping inside Temple of Time too. Alright. What I really want to do for this is like make this super like tight to the path in terms of like a tree line. Just having trouble envisioning that, and I don't want to just like go out and just place a bunch of trees just for placing a bunch of trees. But yeah. Yeah, flexible arrangement of work time is just the best. What part of the world are you in? Since the sun has gone down, you must be somewhere across the ocean from me. Germany, nice. Very cool. I've never been anywhere outside of like continental United States, except for Canada. But I would like to at some point. It's probably too low. Let's see. Yeah. picturing like a big dead tree here. But I can't have it just coming out of a rock. That would be unrealistic. What have I done over here? Maybe over here. Oh, I forgot about these. That's not gonna work. Under instead of this boulder, let's just raise the terrain. Maybe that'll work better. Tend to get real quiet on stream, by the way, if you're just joining. I get locked in and then I forget to talk. Not convinced. Not convinced that this is working the way I hoped. Maybe some moss-covered rocks. Yeah, I think you're right. What I usually have been doing has just been placing, like, afterwards, going in and placing, like, the foliage, the ivy and the vines, and that sort of thing. But you're right, maybe I do need to go with these. Yeah, I think you're right. I just need to blend it in better. Probably will mess around more with the placement at a later time. Again, just kind of trying to get a good feel for what I'm able to do in this spot, and if I can make it work. But I think that definitely works there better than just the plain rocks. I think maybe a mix between the moss-covered rocks and these flexicolored rocks will be what I need to do going forward. Yeah, there's a lot of pieces in this game. I don't understand why they're not flexicolor. Gets frustrating sometimes. But I'm not a game developer, so I have no idea how hard it is to implement that in the game. I just wish that we had a little bit more flexibility with that. I think I need to replace these with those rocks, though. I think you're right. I think this looks a lot better with the moss. What piece is this? Yeah. Looks a lot better. Good idea. I hope so too. Do you have, do you play Planet Zoo 1 by chance? I don't play that game, but I've heard there's like a lot of like quality of life things that are better. Maybe quality of life is the wrong term, but like the fencing is better. So yeah, I'm hoping they kind of take the best of all the games, all three games, Planet Coaster 1, 2, and then Planet Zoo 1. And I guess Jurassic World Evolution 2, and just kind of combine it all, take what they learned and implement it into Planet Zoo 2, but I guess we'll find out. The Pirate Sandstone is one of my biggest pet peeves in this game. Did they actually fix it though? I guess I haven't tried it. What's one that I always try to use and then can't? Is it this one? Huh. That's good to know. I thought there were some of the windows I just couldn't use because of the colors. Well, that's good to know. I'll have to experiment with that. Alright. This is too smooth. That looks not good. Oops. Oh no. Oh man, that's not good. I deleted my Skull Kid animatronic by accident and the rest of the stump. That's not cool. How did I do that? I'm looking for roots and I thought I had roots as a part of that little piece there, but apparently I deleted it. I don't know how that happened. Alright, do I have roots over here I can borrow from? Something like this might work over there. Come on. Yeah, that's what I hear. The scaling and path systems are like the biggest game changer in Planet Coaster 2. I guess I can't imagine playing this game without the scaling tool, and now I can't imagine playing it without the scaling mod that I play with now. I don't know how I built anything without it. Ay, ay, ay. This is not working out for me. I think I gotta get some of the vines twisting up here. I think that's something that's missing too. More mods. This is the scaling mod is the only one I've used so far. What I really want to try is there's like that, I forget what it's called, but there's that mod that you can basically pinpoint where the sun's at, and you can move, instead of like moving it up by hours, hourly increments, you can move it up by like minute increments or something like that. You can really make some cool kind of compositions in terms of like screenshots with that. But I haven't downloaded that one yet. But yeah, to answer your question, just the only one I use right now is the scaling mod, the too much scaling mod, or whatever it's called, which is a game changer. If you don't use it, I would highly recommend it. The only problem is like I can't upload anything to the workshop anymore because I assume it would just get all wonky for people who download it and don't have the mod. Sky Studios, yeah, that's the one. That's the one. I like looked into it, but you have to like be part of the Discord, I think, and then I joined the Discord and then I couldn't figure it out and I gave up. Yeah, I see people use it all the time and it looks sick. Like, I would love to be able to use it. This isn't connected. Yeah, yeah. Luca, are you the one who suggested it? But I am starting on it very early. Yeah, that's the Discord that I joined. I have to dig more into it to figure out how to get the mods, and I just haven't had time to sit down and figure it out. But definitely gonna look more into it. Yeah, no, Luca, I loved the idea. Like it just like clicked for me because I had no idea what I was gonna do after the Castletown situation. And I have another couple of ideas that I want to work on, but this one was like front and center for me, so I wanted to at least start it, and then I'll probably start the other two that I have in mind too, and then kind of go from there. But no, I loved that idea. I think it's gonna be fun to build. And the other thing is like I kind of like just stopped in Lost Woods area. and I think it just fits in here so well. The only problem is I have this empty space over here, but I don't want to put it over here because there's nothing over here that it would be like able to interact with. I like the idea of having it interact with like Great Deku Tree, maybe this bridge to Kokiri Forest, the coaster, the family coaster, kind of back in this woods area. So I'm hoping it will work out, but no, I appreciate the idea though. That was much appreciated. I wish we had more of these vine pieces too, so I feel like I'm just using the same two over and over again, and it gets kind of repetitive. I don't know about this. Like maybe if I cover it up with some foliage, it will look a little bit better. Helps a little bit. And while I'm complaining about everything in this game, these I wish we could change colors to as well. Maybe not colors, but these, what are they, the cabbage things? Beach cabbage. It's just like sometimes too like neon green, you know? Specific. Yeah. Do you Tober, do you use the Sky Studios mod? I'm assuming you do based on the way you're talking about it. But yeah, I mean, everything I've seen in terms of like people using it and demonstrating it, it just seems like, yeah, a game changer. What am I looking for? Do you're gonna have to walk me through getting access to those mods. I don't know why I couldn't figure it out. Maybe I'm just an old guy who can't use technology anymore, even though I'm not even 40 yet. There was a stream a couple nights ago that somebody called me Unk. It's the first time anyone's ever called me that. It blew my mind. Nice. Yeah, that's cool that they're continuously kind of working and optimizing it too. Yeah, the foggy preset is, yeah. You're right. For this area, man, oh, I need it. I'll figure it out. Maybe for the first episode of this build, so I can get a good screenshot. Thanks, Luke. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've just been, I mean, slowly obtaining subscribers and stuff. So I'm just happy to see that. But I appreciate the kind words there. That being said, like, comment, and subscribe. Just kidding. I'm not kidding, but. Thanks. No, I haven't gone through my my midlife crisis. I did go through my quarter life crisis. I moved across the country, just packed up all my stuff, me and my cat, and drove across the country to Arizona. But that worked out for me because I met my wife and started a family, so if my midlife crisis goes as well as my quarter life crisis did, then we're in good shape. It does not. I only have the 4 there, which I just cannot play as much as I used to. It sucks. So I used to, yeah. Very rusty now, nowadays. It's really hard to find like the hitbox on these things. What else can we do with this? So I feel like I might be going like overboard with the foliage and stuff, which is what I was afraid of. But as I say, sometimes it's good to just build things and then delete it as you need to. Just kind of see what things will look like, you know? I'm going to leave this as it is and come back with a fresh set of eyes and see what I can do to improve it. This is not totally what I was envisioning, but it kind of is. So we'll see. What can we work on? How much time do I have? I appreciate that, Tober. Yeah, Mineral. I love that he is a viewer. That's so cool. I'm a huge fan of his. Yeah, I'm just kind of biding my time. I hope, I hope I get more viewers. I think it's just natural to want that. But I also know it takes a lot of time. So what can you do besides keep trying? Yeah, it was a lot of trial and error, Luca. Like, I don't know if you've seen, I feel like I've posted a video on this, but look at, like, this is embarrassing to go back and look, but my first Hyrule Castle. This is, like, the first thing I built when I got the game. Just absolutely trash. And I was proud of this. Just, yeah, it's not great compared to this. But yeah, a lot of trial and error. Most of it's like watching other people play the game too, like just following guys like Mineral and Geekism and those kind of guys, and kind of paving the way for unique ways to use different pieces and stuff. Yeah, this is just like what is this roof? I don't understand what I was thinking there. I don't know. Yeah, I would say just like, yeah, build, delete, build, delete, build, delete, and then watch other people. Yeah, for sure. My nephew just got the game. He's like, I think he's only like 10. And all he wants to do is build coasters that just crash, which is fine. I don't think he's gotten to the building phase yet. But I told him, man, it takes a long time. There's a steep learning curve. You just gotta kind of be patient with it. The good thing about this game, though, is like, it's so laid back and like the music is amazing. For me, it's just easy to just sit there and try different things, and then all of a sudden like 2 hours has gone by and I built that freaking Hyrule castle. Yeah, just spending a lot of time. I mean, I guess it's like anything else, you just got to get your reps in. Something like this is like, I don't know if you know what I'm going for, guys, but it's like that tree trunk behind the gate in the southern swamp, or the Deku Palace thing. It just looks like a giant piece of coral. I keep saying that, but it does. And I'm not sure how to recreate it right now, and this isn't working out. Oh man. Well, I think I've kind of hit a wall here in terms of what to do next. And I have to go pick up my children soon, so I'm going to hop off. Luca, Tober, Pino, it's nice chatting. I appreciate you guys dropping in and talking to me. Yeah, and I appreciate you guys following me and support and everything. Means a lot. So hopefully I'll be on stream again this week, maybe tonight, I don't know. Yeah, hope to see you guys in a future stream. Hope to see your comments in future videos. I don't know how to sign off on these things, but I appreciate you. I'll talk to you guys later. Hope you guys have the rest of your day. Later.